Hey guys, Codicius here, bringing you the first of many Clash Royale videos. We're going to start off with the five ways to make Clash Royale better. Let's dive into the first change this game desperately needs. The first thing that I'm going to talk to you guys about today is the chest. Now, my problem with the chest right now is that the chest timers are taking entirely too long. And how I think that you can fix this is you can either allow us to open more chests at once. You can give us more chests to open, or you can allow them all to unlock at the same time. Right now, it is ridiculous because whenever you try to get on and you try to play, and all your chest slots are full, and a silver chest, which only gives you between 3 and 11 cards at max, it takes 3 hours to unlock that. And right behind it, the gold chest taking 8 hours. And then the fact that they want you to use gems to open these things. Now, the problem that I have with this is that you are making the time it takes for people to actually even expand in this game ridiculously long. Because, actually, a lot of you might not know this, but before the Lumberjack patch that just hit, it would take you $40,000 out of your pocket to actually max out everything. Get everything maxed out, cards, and, level. And that's just ridiculous. I mean, who the hell has $40,000 to be throwing at this? Now, yeah, I get it. There are some people who do, and if that's what they want to do, that's perfectly fine. I listened to a video about a week ago by Chief Pet, and he was talking about how it doesn't even feel like PvP anymore. It feels like WVW, which is wallet versus wallet. It's who has the bigger pocket. And it's sad because this is the first game that I've actually experienced where it's full on PvP, head to head on the mobile. And I really think this needs to be changed, or else Supercell is going to be looking down the barrel of losing a lot of supportive and loyal fans because, like I said, not all of us have that kind of money. And I understand, the company's got to make money, but you cannot even sit there and expect to find the best players in the world in the game whenever you have such a price tag attached to something. Now, as far as the chest goes, one thing that I think that should be done that would really just kind of make it a much fairer environment is really if you just took the silver chest and instead of three hours, you knocked it down to 30 minutes, and then you took from the gold chest, you dumped that down to 3 hours, and then so on and so forth. You just kicked each one down to the previous one's time, because it is getting ridiculous. I mean, I should not have to sit for 12 hours or spend 72 gems to open a magical chest. Like, no, that's ridiculous. I can understand 8 hours, but if you really want competitive people and you want people to stay on your game, you have to lower these timers or do something, because it is just bananas in here for us people who don't have, all that money. And if you don't fix this, then really all you're telling us is that you really don't give a shit about the players. You just care about the money that we can give you, and you don't really care about making a good environment for players and making it a more competitive environment. Because in reality, if you fix this, you're still going to make money because more people are going to continue to play. But you're coming to a point where every update, you guys add new cards, new features and things, but people can't afford to keep playing this game. Like, for instance, another example is the tournament. Like, I get maybe put an hour-long hold on before you can join another tournament. But charging me crystals to force open a chest that I earned, that I did the work for, what did you do? What did you created the content? Big whoop, we paid you for it. So why are you charging me to open my victory? You did nothing. Now that's my first point, is just chest timers. So we're gonna take a look at the next point I have, and the next one I want to talk to you guys about is the possibility of expansions. Now, me personally, I've played a lot of, and I play Hearthstone as well. And one thing that makes those games work, that makes that I see where Clash Royale is failing, is it does not have expansions. It does not work like other card games, and that's the reason those succeed. And this one is slowly fading, because whenever you don't have, like for instance, every quarter you could release an expansion, set that is available to every level, that simply unlocks like 6 to 8 new cards. They're level 1, nothing special about them. No fancy. You get just the bare minimum to unlock that card. It's everyone has a chance to buy it. You can make the expansion, 10, 20, whatever. Just come up with a fair price for everyone, so where everybody can buy those things, and then where people can grow them and people can still pay to play. If that's what they want to do, they want to spend their hard-earned money on this game, that's okay. But by doing this, you still take those cards and you put them in the chest and make them available to everyone. But you offer an option where everybody can just buy those cards, have them, because it is unfair as hell to keep adding legendaries where people who don't have the resources that some people have to be able to go out and buy these cards and be able to actually play the game effectively. Because in reality, whenever you release a legendary that is only available to those people who, I've got money to buy it, so I can drop $40,000 on a mobile game. Really all you're doing is you're hindering yourself, because you're never going to find the true potential players. You're just finding the people with the biggest wallet and calling them pros. Like, that's bullshit. Because I promise you, I've watched some of these people play at this top, and if I had their cards, it would be game on. Like, it's just come to a point to where if you don't have a wallet, you can't play Clash Royale. And it's sad, because you guys made a great game, and I really hope that this gets fixed. It's just becoming a shame, really. Let's get back on topic here. Like with the expansions, I feel that if you added the expansions, like for example, you could add 3 commons, 2 rares, 1 epic, and a legendary. They all start at level 1. Nothing fancy, nothing extra, just bare minimum to unlock the card. And then like I said, you put them back in the chest and you give everybody the chance. But the key thing here is you can't make this a promotional thing. You can't be like, act now, buy this and, you get these cards. No, like for one instance, I don't know if you play Hearthstone, but if you do, if you look at Hearthstone, Curse and Exramus, I could join today and that's still there, and that's been there over a year. You have to leave these things up for new players and for players who, don't quite have the money right now. You can't just make a promotion like that, because then you're just going to lose more fan base, because you're giving more people more cards that more people don't have. And that's really all I'm going to say on, number 2. The third step that I think that we need is a gold multiplier. Okay, I need incentive to keep playing, because since you won't let me open my chest, because they just sit there for copious amounts of time, because I don't have all that money, give me an incentive to win. One idea that I think is, every 3rd win in a row, maybe you get double gold. They give you 20 gold. Maybe on my 3rd win I get 40. Now I can reset back to 20, but maybe like every 3rd consecutive win that I get 40 gold. But also something else that you have to think about going along with that is you have to also increase the gold cap, because in reality, if you just go 20, 20, 40, it's going to seem like you're making more gold, but you're really not, since there's a gold cap of 200 a day. So really you're not getting any more. So the gold cap has to raise as well. Go ahead and we're going to jump into number 4. Number 4 is, in my opinion, one of the most important ones, because it is new cards versus balancing, old played cards. In my opinion, rather than releasing new cards every month, why don't you try balancing underrated and underplayed cards? Like a while back, you guys nerfed one of my favorite cards. You nerfed the Hog Rider, and I get it, Hog Rider was being seen everywhere. But that's because you guys were shitting on the cards that were used to counter it. And so instead of going in and buffing some of these cards that nobody plays, like for instance, the Bomb Tower, like that thing isn't seeing much play anymore because you've just nerfed the hell out of the cards, and there's not a reason to play it for its price whenever the Inferno Tower is a thing. So instead of going in and busting down all these good potential cards, why don't you go in and give some of these other cards a fighting chance to be played? That's like the Mortar and the Expo. Like, I hate the Mortar and I hate the Expo, but you guys pretty much just like teabagged the hell out of those cards. Like, now they're just these things that we wish that we could get rid of. Like, nobody wants them. Like, I don't know how many times I've seen in my alliance where people are like, damn, I wish I could sell these these 2,000 mortars that I have. But you guys don't give us that option. In my opinion, nerfing something is the last resort. People spend time and money, and they put a lot of energy into these cards. And when a card is nerfed, it is almost stilling, because the card is no longer, no longer has the same value or use. So, if I put $400 into this damn game because I'm trying to max out my Hog Rider, and then you guys just go, nerf it, then you just stole from me. Like, nerfing should be a last resort, and you guys seem to really be jumping on it left and right. It seems like every damn update there's a buff to this card and a nerf to that card. Well, why don't you, instead of nerfing some cards, just buff some cards, get them up to tier, and then make it a fair game? Because it goes right back to the pay-to-play thing. Whenever a free-to-play player, gets like that level 9 or level 10 Hog Rider, that took some work, that took some energy, and that took some time. And then we don't have the ability to just, oh, you nerf the Hog Rider. Well, let's just jump on some other bandwagon. It's really hard to play this game whenever you guys are constantly nerfing things. And I think you guys really need to give the nerf, a little break. And just, try doing some balancing. And my fifth and final topic for the day that I think that would make Clash Royale a better game overall is either A, getting rid of cards like the Princess, and yes, I said the Princess. I know a lot of people are going to argue me on this, but you either have to get rid of the Princess or you have to make her available to everybody, because this is bullshit that my arrow volley costs 3 and the Princess costs 3 and is an arrow volley, essentially. She has, 2.5 tile range. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, she can literally stand on the other side of the bridge and shoot my tower, and you force me to use my arrows to kill her, and the pay-to-play player just laughs because now they send in that minion horde, and now you don't have shit to do about it. Like, that's crap to have so much value in one card and make it cost the same amount as a free-to-play card like Arrows. Arrows is a great card, but it should not have to be auto-included in damn near every deck just to deal with one card that you guys decided not to give to everybody to make so damn near unreachable. In every expansion that you guys put out, the Princess is just going to be more and more unattainable to people like me and other people who don't have the wallet size of some of these players. Now, you can disagree with me. You can say the Princess really isn't all that overpowered, but she is. She is a arrow volley with a body for the same price. If this was Magic the Gathering, you get slapped in your face for that design. That is terrible. Now, the few ways that you could fix her, like I said, you could give her to everybody. You don't have to give everybody like a level 5 princess, but you can give everybody a level 1 princess. Give everybody one legendary. If you've been watching the attacks in this video, they've been every video that I've showed you guys are battles against the princess where I really didn't have an answer because I've had to use my answer for other things, and now the princess just sits there just dogging the tower. The princess at level 1 costs 3 elixirs. She has 216 hit points and 46 DPS. And she has an overall damage of 150. She has a range of 9.5 and a radius of 2.5. Let's compare that to arrows. You need arrows of level 4 just to compare to a level 1 princess. Now, granted, yes, she is legendary, and I understand that. But the arrows cost 3 elixir. They do 61 DPS, and they have 152 area damage with a 4 radius. I mean, you can just listen to those numbers and know that it is complete bullshit that everyone does not have the Princess when people have arrow volley. Cards like the Princess destroy games because people say, oh, she's easily counterable. That's not the point. Yeah, she is easily counterable. You let her get to the bridge, you dump goblins on her, skeletons on her, right whenever she targets a tower, call it a day. But she still got off that one shot on your tower, whereas no other unit in the game besides cards like the Mortar and the Expo can do that. She has so much value. She is utility. She can literally march down one lane, push a lane, and then simultaneously defend the other lane. What other fucking card in the game can do that? She is too much, and I feel that she either needs to be taken out, make her a default card that everybody gets, because people who don't have her are getting slammed. Need to make her available to all players. Because it is cards like this, you just released the Lumberjack. That is a joke. Are you kidding me? For one more, I get a body and a rage spell? Like, they want this thing to die. It's a fun card. It's fun to, it's a novelty card, but it is pushing broken limits in the arena whenever all they have to do is let this thing get to your tower, drop a knight and a witch, and that tower's gone. It's just too much. I understand, some pay to play. But even if you play, like I told you, like if you play Hearthstone and things, you can see that the cards are actually all available. They're all there. Yeah, you might have to buy an expansion, but everybody has the potential to get everything that everyone else has. But the farther and farther this game, Clash Royale, goes along, the chances are dramatically decreased with every update of you ever getting that legendary that you want. You might have the grand idea that puts you at 4,000 plus trophies, but it's never going to happen because Supercell keeps shitting out cards every month, it feels like. But they're not making them available to everyone. So Supercell is creating an arena or creating a quote-unquote tournament to find the best players, but they're forbidding the best players out there to actually join the tournament because they're not giving them equality across the board like everyone else. But that's going to go ahead and about wrap this up and everything. You know, my name's Codicius. Now, you can agree, you can disagree. You know, you have that right. You know, if you disagree with something I said, you know, write it in the comments below. I'll respond to you immediately. You know, just let me know what you think. Until next time, see ya.